So with the Baltimore Ravens beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, jumping up to 5-3 in the division, and their record not looking, or the remaining schedule not looking so tough. Does that now make this upcoming matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles a must-win for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Is it now playoff time this early in the season? We'll get into that. We're also going to talk about a potential avenue for victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Don't forget we're giving away 2 tickets to the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Vegas Raiders game. You only got a couple days left to enter into that contest. So hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and ring that subscribe bell. You know what to do. With that being said, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers, and welcome to the Huddle. So are the Pittsburgh Steelers out of it already? You know, the Baltimore Ravens have now moved up to 5-3 into the division, or in with the record, and are now 3 games ahead of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the division. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, if they end up pulling off the upset against the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia this Sunday, then the Steelers are still only 2 games behind and still very much in possible contention for the AFC North if they can continue to potentially stack up some wins. And with the return of TJ Watt, DeMonte Casey as well, this defense is going to get back up to par. You know, if the Pittsburgh Steelers can get this one in the bag, there might be a chance. You know, it's Jim Carrey. You're saying there's a chance. You know, I truly do think that there's a possibility. Get to the bye, get healthy, get everybody back, and really make a strong push. And, also the back end of the schedule's not as tough, and so. But let's look at what the Ravens have left. You know, the Ravens are 5-3 remaining on their schedule. You know, they got the Saints, they got the Broncos, they got the Panthers, and they got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Teams that aren't necessarily that tough. I mean, you even look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they play us twice. That right now, I guarantee you the Steelers are not going to be favored in either one of those matchups. It looks like the Ravens have a pretty good path to winning the North here, but I haven't really been impressed with them offensively. They've been able to run the ball, but their passing game is suspect. They were able to move the ball down the field against Tampa Bay because they controlled the time of possession, because Tampa Bay's offense, couldn't stay on the field for quite a bit of the time. And so, their defense just got worn out and beat, and the game got out of control at the end. And so, Tampa Bay came back and made it respectable. But in reality, by the fourth quarter, you could tell that the Buccaneers defense was gassed at that point. And so, they're off. The passing for the Ravens is still, Lamar Jackson. I feel like Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers have his number, especially with TJ Watt coming back for those 2 games. I think those could be games that the Pittsburgh Steelers can win. But when you look at, I think they have the Bengals left once and the Browns left one more time. It's not, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have to get on a winning streak here in order to catch up and potentially pass them. You look at the Bengals have a more difficult schedule. They still got the Ravens one more time. They have the Browns this upcoming weekend. They got the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Steelers already. Also, the Browns probably have the worst, or most difficult schedule. They still have to play the Dolphins, the Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, the Steelers. And so, it's going to be it's going to be close towards the end. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they can put up some wins and get things going, I think they'll have a chance. Right now there's a lot of gloom, a lot of doom because the offense isn't doing much, and rightfully so. I understand why there'd be so much negativity towards it, but we also have to understand that this is a very young offense. It's led by a rookie quarterback, with an offensive line that this is for majority of the offensive line. It's their first year together. You have Mason Cole, that is, first year center for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have James Daniels, who's arguably probably one of the captains for the line. It's his first year as well. Cheeks Core 4, he's been there a minute. Dan Moore's in his second year. Dotson, he's been there for a minute as well. And so, but at the end of the day, this is a lot of them, they're starting also for um the first time. I mean, when you look at, well, not really. I mean, Dotson, he was a starter last year. He was just injured a lot. And so he's just been out of the lineup due to injury. But um, this is a team that's still getting to know each other. The tight end, he's on his second year. Our running back is on his second year. The receiver that's probably the best on this team is a rookie in George Pickens. And so there's going to be some growing pains. Kenny Pickett's going to make some rookie mistakes. He's a rookie and he's not a robot. And so um, I think that the Steelers, if they can kind of just be a little bit more efficient, then become a little bit more complicated, then grow and grow the offense and allow the offense to become more complicated naturally. I think the Steelers could make, a certain push to be respectable. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl or anything like that, but I think they can be in contention for an AFC North, you know, battle, because at the end of the day, the other teams as well, they're in a little bit of a predicament. Now, when it comes to this team against the Eagles, one thing that I've noticed when I was looking at the injury report is that the Eagles have been sitting and resting players still. Now, the reason why that's kind of weird is, well, one, there's quite a few players that are being rested so far this entire week, is that they just came off of a bye. You would think that they would need to kind of get back into things, but no, the Eagles are still resting players, and these are for non-injury related rest. So you look at Josh Sweat, he hasn't participated in he hasn't been a full participant. Well, these following players haven't been a full participant. They are non-injury related. They've been limited participant both the last couple of days for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're looking at defensive end Josh Sweat, Darius Slay, their cornerback, Isaac Samalo, their guard, Jason Kelsey, their center, their tackle. Another tackle's in concussion protocol, my bad. But their guard, Landon Dickerson, the rookie. I find that odd. The rookie, I'm sorry, he's not a rookie. He was there last year. Oh gosh. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. He was last year's guy. I'm sorry, but still, he's not a vet. He's been there for a little bit of time. Fletcher Cox, for instance, I would understand why you rest him. He's been on the team for a while. He's up there in age. Plays a physical position. Um, AJ Brown also not injury related. A lot of these guys are just limited participant off of a bye. It kind of leads me to think that there's a possibility here that they might be overlooking the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you got, the Steelers, they got some weapons, they got the pieces, they just got to put the puzzle together, in my opinion. And that can happen at any point. I mean, there's flashes of that last week. The defense finally came together and played a full, probably about 3/4 of that game. That first quarter was a nightmare. But after that, the Steelers kind of came together and they played a good 3/4 in defense. The offense had a good second quarter. If they can just kind of stack that up, maybe have 3/4 that are fairly well, maybe a full game, that would be amazing. If the Pittsburgh Steelers can pull off a full game, I think that's what we've been all waiting for a while, is for them to play a full game. If the Pittsburgh Steelers can do something like that, I think there's a possibility they win here. The Steelers are geared up for a mobile quarterback. Like, they practice for and against playing probably arguably the best mobile quarterback in the league this today, twice a year, in Lamar Jackson. I think the Steelers will do fine against Jalen Hurts. And so let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Are they in a is this it? No win, is it playoff mode? If the Steelers lose this game, is that essentially it over for them? Also, let me know, what do you guys think about this injury report and the Philadelphia Eagles resting so many players off of a bye? You think they're sleeping on the Pittsburgh Steelers? You think that they're overlooking them, or is this just what's the point? They're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're still probably going to win. What do you think? I don't think it's that. I think they're sleeping on them, and I think the Steelers are going to make them hurt for it. Let me know in the comment section. Also, guys, real quick, don't forget, I'm giving away 2 tickets to the Steelers versus Vegas Raiders game. You have to go to the link in the description. There's a URL. It says enter in. And go there. Go enter the code into the description, into the comment section. Get entered in. Make sure you watch the video so you get the code correctly. I know I've seen a few times where it was entered incorrectly. And so there's only been about 30, 35 people who have entered into the contest up to this point. It's for 2 tickets to the Steelers versus Las Vegas Raiders game on Christmas Eve. I'll be announcing the winner Sunday night at the post game show. So you still have time. There's only been a few entrances, so you have a great opportunity to win these 2 tickets. So please hit the subscribe button, go into the link, follow the instructions, and good luck with that. But with that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers. Peace.